Hi there and welcome to this bonus episode of the Gazette's Hockey Inside Out show. I'm Stu Cowan of the Gazette and I'm joined by my regular partners here, former Canadiens teammates and 1986 Stanley Cup champions, Rick Green and Chris Nilan. Rick, former defenseman, the Canadiens a big blow going into this playoffs with Noah Dobson out with, looks like a broken thumb. They said that he would be reevaluated in a couple of weeks. How big of a loss, and if or when he does return, who comes out of the lineup?
Well, originally I thought maybe Carrier would be the one to come out, but I have to give him a lot of credit for how well he's played since he's been back in the lineup. And then you get into the numbers game of, okay, who is deserving? Some guys that are not deserving to come out, and you just got a numbers crunch. But I mean, as much as I hate to think about it, maybe Guhle is the one that they maybe have a concern about him playing every situation, and Dobson maybe would come in and take Guhle's ice time away. But it's too early to tell. I don't know how long Dobson's going to be, but in the meantime, they have that luxury, so to speak, of depth at that position. So they're still in good shape back there.
Yeah, considering Guhle never saw the ice in overtime of game two, you had to figure he'd be the guy to come up. But I don't think we're going to get Dobson back in this series. What's impressed you, Knuckles, about the way the defense has played without him?
I think they've really stepped up. What we say when Dobson was out, I said, next man up, next man up. And as far as if he does come back, which I doubt, but if he did, it's the usual suspects, Struble or Guhle, most likely Guhle. And he would be back in. But, you're right about Carrier. He played, he came in, he played really well after being out of the lineup. He stepped in, he moved the puck well, he played physical, he's blocked shots. Like, I don't know, what do you have, 3-4 blocks last night? Big ones, too. So good on him. And, I just think, again, Dobson's out. I think they've really they've played well as a group. They have.
Now, the thing that impresses me about Carrier, Rick, is his skating for one, but just how courageous he is. I mean, he's not a big guy. You see him in the locker room out of equipment. He's a small guy, but he's not afraid. His knuckles at block shots, play physical. I think he's, and as you say, missing so many games coming in, I think he's really been impressive.
Yeah, and he's very sound defensively. He seems to understand positioning, and he doesn't make a lot of mistakes out there. Moves the puck well, skates well. He's not afraid to jump up into the play and help out offensively. So a good all-round player that's handling himself really well, not a liability. You know what you're going to get from him each shift, and that's why he's logging the minutes he's logging.
Matheson, I think, has been outstanding, Knuckles. I mean, he just does everything. I mean, skating, obviously, but he's strong. He doesn't back down. He's killing penalties. He's doing everything. Just how important is he to this team?
Oh, listen, I think he's kind of have a bit of a revised role since Hutson got here, right? There's no question. But I think he's embraced that. They've showed confidence in him, signed him to a contract, right? He comes in here and he's living up to it. He goes out there night in and night out and gives his team everything he got. And that's all you can ask of a player. He works his butt off. He's played well defensively. Just really, I'm impressed with what he's done. It's not easy going from you're that key guy on the power play all of a sudden, and you can't have a beef with the decision either of not putting him out there as the number one guy, because those other guys, certainly what they do together on the power play has been incredible. But embracing the role he's been given now, and he's certainly measured up in a big way.
Yeah, Matheson has told me many times at this point in his career, he just cares about winning. And he's a Montreal kid, grew up here on the West Island. Like, winning a Stanley Cup here would be amazing for him. Rick, we were talking in the main HIO show this week about the physicality of this series. How do you think Lane Hutson has dealt with that through the first couple of games?
You got to give this guy full marks. I watched him really closely last night. He is involved in the other end, every play, and yet he's the first man back. and knocking guys off the puck. I mean, everybody was like questioning his size and his ability to defend, but my goodness, this guy really knows through his intelligence and his real desire to do well, and he has held up really well. I mean, he's been pounded, doesn't phase him. It doesn't affect his game. He continues to go out and do what he does best. And if I could just mention about Matheson, I have to give him full marks. I know that most of the regular season he was getting caught up the ice and trying to do things and force things offensively. And now he's come to realize that he's much more selective in that part of the game where his first priority is playing sound defensively. And the result speaks for itself that he's positionally sound, defensively. He's really responsible, and he's doing a good job in shutting down the opposition through his real commitment to playing defense first.
Yeah. Stu, on Hutson, right? Mm-hmm. Like, and Greeny's right, up and down the ice. He's so smart with his stick. But if you watch him when he goes to the bench after a shift, after one of those crazy shifts, his max VO2, his oxygen intake got to be unbelievable. Yeah. Because he sits on the bench, it looks like he's been on the bench for 2 minutes. Like he's not. Some guys come to the bench, they're like, I know I would be, but like it's incredible. Like he's hardly even. He's hardly even breathing heavy when he gets to the bench after one of those crazy shifts. He gets up the ice, he gets back. God bless him. An impressive kid. There's no question about it.
There is. Matheson's like that a little bit. Another key guy on defense, Knuckles, is Guhle. Before the series started, Caden's one of the nicest young men you could ever meet, but he takes pride in being what he calls a prick on the ice, which is something, Knuckles, I'm sure you can relate to and admire.
Yeah, he's got to play that way. Come on, he's a big kid. You got to be physical. You got to be in your face. And after being out of the lineup, coming back in, I think he's done a great job. There's no question. Like he showed up to play here. I said at the beginning here, I give the defense high marks for what they've done these first two games. They played really well. We're all worried about Noah Dobson being out of the lineup. And here they are. They all step up and as a group. And certainly played, I think, surprised a lot of people in the way they played. I know they surprised me. I was a little worried in their own end, and they got to keep that up. Listen, when you don't have the puck in your own end of the rink, and I know it's man on man, I know it's difficult, but it's determination. It's you want that puck, you got to take that man. You got to battle on defense, and they've been battling. So it's impressive what they've done so far.
Rick, before we wrap up here, just your thoughts on Caden Guhle?
A real competitor. He's a guy that he keeps the opposition heads up because he's out there and he'll hunt you down. If your head is down, he's going to take a piece of you. So a great player to have back there. He doesn't make too many mistakes, moves the puck. And again, another example of what you're going to get from this kid each shift. And he's handled himself really well.
Well, that's it for this bonus episode. I hope you all enjoyed it out there. We'll have a couple of more bonus episodes coming up over the next few days, so you can look for those. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the Hockey Inside Out YouTube channel. And in case you didn't already know, you can also watch Hockey Inside Out now on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.